morning, guys. So we headed off from our campsite this morning pretty early to head to Devil's Tower. It's about 2 hours from where we're staying. If you don't know anything about Devil's Tower, it was actually in 1906 where it was deemed or established the first national monument. So
Teddy Roosevelt.
Yeah, Teddy Roosevelt. So that's pretty.
Who also established
impressive.
Yellowstone as the first national park.
Yeah. So,
he was a friend of conservation.
I didn't know anything about this thing.
She didn't know anything about it. I've always wanted to see Devil's Tower. To some people, it's just a big giant rock in the middle of a field, but to me, it's just something it's extremely cool. It's a holy place for Native Americans. It's a spiritual place. A lot of mountain climbers come and climb it every year, but it's something really cool that we were in the area close enough that I had to make a trip over here to see it. And we did some footage going to do some footage driving up to it so you can see how far away.
I'm looking at it like over here.
Yeah, I mean,
it's impressive.
You can see it from 30-40 miles away. How tall is it?
Well, I was just looking and it doesn't say, actually. It talks about the number of climbers. 4,500 every year come to climb it. Says there's 6 sides on each of most of the tower's columns.
I think it's something like 1,200 feet tall.
Yeah, okay, yeah, it is. I'm sorry. Yeah, I found it again.
And it just
it's 1,200 feet above the Belfouche River.
I mean, we're looking at it right now. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
It's just it looks like
you guys are at least see our.
It looks like a giant tree stump. Like it looks like there was a giant tree there and it was cut down.
Yeah, it really does.
I mean, it just looks like a giant tree stump.
Yeah.
But it's so out of place.
Mm-hmm. Like you can see the mountains on the other side of it. I mean, it's just a totally different shape.
There's nothing else like it anywhere.
It doesn't even look like stone. I'll show you when we get a little bit closer, if you can't see the detail in this video. And I'm assuming those are Native American tributes.
So cool.
Mm-hmm. There'll probably be more closer to the base of it, but
See why the Native Americans would hold this sacred.
mm-hmm.
Because it's just so different.
Probably insert some photos here because I'm thinking Chris's pictures are going to show the depth, dimension of
it's
the
like columns.
Yeah, it's so
like
hard to
individual
explain.
columns.
It's so hard to explain, and like I said, I don't know that the video is doing it justice.
totally different.
Yeah. It's a different angle. That's got more of a side to it. Comes down. Yeah. This says the process began about 50 million years ago. Magma molten rock was injected into layers of sedimentary rock, forming the tower 1.5 miles below the Earth's surface. It has since taken millions of years to erode away the surrounding sedimentary rock to expose the tower we see today. Oh, that's a great view right there. Wow.
All right, so we just finished the tower trail. It was like 1.8 miles around the base of Devil's Tower, and I highly encourage you to do it because you get so many different views of it, and it looks different from every side. We got on the back side of it, and there was at least 4, maybe 6 people that had climbed it this morning, and they were making their way down. And we stopped and talked to the wife of one of the climbers, and they are from the UK, and he flew over here to climb some of the mountains in the US, and she said that they started at 4 o'clock this morning in pitch black climbing up Devil's Tower.
Yeah, I don't know how she stood there.
And listen,
how she stood down there.
And this woman was at least 50. She could have been 60. And I'm assuming her husband is around that same age, unless, you know, she's a cougar and she's got some, you know, young stud. But so that's even more unbelievable. If he was 50 to 60 years old and he's still traveling the world, climbing stuff like that in the dark, unbelievable. But yeah, highly encourage you, if you get out this way at all, whether it's Custer, Spearfish, Deadwood, if you're going to Yellowstone, if you're out this way at all, make a trip over here.
Yeah, now the trail that we did around is all paved. There are some inclines, but yeah, it's nothing you can't do.
Yeah, we saw some 70, 80-year-old people, you know, they're just going slow. I mean, it's paved blacktop, you know, it's no steps at all. It's all just path. But it's beautiful.
A couple different overlooks. They have like free binocular stations that you can check out. That's where we saw.
Yeah, we can get in really good on the climbers.
Yeah, on the climbers. But
I do recommend get here at sunrise. Get here early, before it gets crowded. When the sun's coming up behind it, it's beautiful. And then when the sun gets up and is covering it completely, you can see all the colors really well. It's not washed out like it'll be when the sun gets to its highest point.
Yeah. And it's warmed up significantly.
It has warmed up significantly
since we left. So.
But it's so much. It was so much better when we got here than it is now, as far as looking at it.
It's pretty hot right now.
I mean, I just mean as far as looking at it, the colors and everything.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. You know, I mean, you all can probably tell from the videos.
You know, they call, you know, the first couple hours of daylight the golden hour, and just looking at it in the golden hour is just gorgeous. So I hope these pictures and video come out and show it in the real color that it is, because it's amazing. I was worried Debbie wasn't going to like it because...
No, I thought it was really cool.
I thought she was just going to think of it as a giant rock coming out of the ground.
And maybe if it didn't have the dimension that it has, but it really does look like...
columns.
Like columns. And I don't know, it's just something that's so different.
It's like you take a handful of spaghetti and stand it up. That's what it looks like. Yeah. It's crazy. So
we're on to
Deadwood.
All right.
Deadwood, South Dakota. We're leaving Wyoming, going back to South Dakota. So we will see you on the road.